Hey everyone, this is Bridget, and today we're going to be talking about soulmates, everyone's favorite topic, and I'm going to be getting into the different types of soulmates, how they can manifest, how you can recognize them, the parts that you probably haven't heard before, so that we can just get a deeper understanding of kind of like the esoteric energies behind it, and then how you actually practically live it out in your day-to-day life. This has been a highly requested video, so I'm excited to do it for you, and let's get into it. So first and foremost, a soulmate is a soul that you have been with, incarnated with before. So that's part of this whole like soul recognition or this deep connection. How can you have just that deep connection if it's only been this life? It's just not the case. We've been with these people several times, many lifetimes before, which is why there's this magnetism back together and they keep on recycling back into our lives. Now, I'm saying plural, right? As I say that, people. There's this kind of cultural lore that there's this one true soulmate for a lifetime, and that's kind of a modern romanticized fairy tale Disney kind of situation, because there can be many soulmates in a lifetime, and I feel like that's really helpful to know so that you can go, ah. And instead of approaching relationships with this energy of, are they my soulmate? And like trying to figure this thing out as it's happening, you can enter the relationship with wanting to grow and deepen and cultivate and then see what comes from it. So that's one of the things that's been helpful on my path, is instead of like as you're going along trying to figure out what's happening, just kind of let it happen, let it unfold, be a good person, expand together, grow together, and then see where it comes in. Because this idea of trying to assess if they are or they're not is way too much pressure on any kind of relationship dynamic, whether it's romantic, whether it's not, allowing it to breathe and actually show you the gifts that it is here to bring you. So that's one of the first things that soulmate relationship is for, is to bring you growth and to bring you connection. So it can be either or. There are soulmate relationships that are romantic and there's just a synergy and there's this connection and it just flows, and there's that kind of soulmate relationship, and that is amazing. And the thing is that can last for an afternoon tea. You just meet them once, you have this deep, profound bond, and then it ends. Or it might be something that goes on for years. And so it's this interesting thing. And this can be in the form of romantic relationships, it can be in the form of friendships, and it can also be on the other side in the form of karmic relationships that need to be mended. So people you've been together with before in past lives or parallel incarnations, and then these people come back into your life that are your soulmate, that might be your nemesis in this life. Like deep challenge comes from this, because soulmates are meant to expand and grow, and so that might mean that it is challenging, or it's negative, or it's tumultuous, and it's with someone that you quote like hate or are really challenged or triggered by. That can actually be a soulmate. So allowing and broadening the definition of soulmate and understanding that it is any person that you have had a soul connection with before, and there are then varying degrees of that, because you might have a recognition but you might not ever see him again and it wasn't that big of a deal. Or you might have an earth-shattering experience that was so deeply profound that it stays with you, and their connection, you can't kind of stop thinking about them because there is that cord of synergy and connection. So I've talked about it being a soul growth aspect, and part of it can be a soul mission aspect too. One of the things that I've noticed on my path and with other people on their paths is that, especially if you are a starseed or connect with that indigo or those kinds of connections and spiritual expansion within your own soul, you're going to meet those people too that you've been with in future lives or lives beyond this planet. And those kind of soulmate connections are super rich and profound because you remember the highest aspects of yourself. It's not like, okay, we were in the French Revolution war together and you killed me, and there's that kind of energy going on. It's like we danced through the Pleiades together as non-physical, higher dimensional beings, right? So there's these energy currents that are so profound that being in connection with them long term, whether that's romantic again or friendship, is reminds us of our higher selves and what we came here for. So it reminds us of our mission. One of the physical indicators that I've had of these starseed soulmate connections is when I've been with them, and this can be romantic or not, is I actually get a third eye activation from being around them. Now, that's not just like my third eye blows open or something like that, but there's this pulse that I can feel behind and within my third eye. And it is actually this, and you can actually see the indigo color and frequency as well. And so that happens when in connection with them. And so just kind of notice if that happens. And that's an indicator of also if they're a part of your soul family and soul tribe, which is again an offshoot of this soulmate connection. But we're talking more about one-on-one rather than group collectives, which is a little bit of a different subject. And twin flames is a different subject too, which I'll do in another video. But this idea of when you're in this this connection with someone, it can indicate to you if it is coming from lives or these karmic or soul connections from the higher realms, if there is that third eye indicator connection, which is very profound and can happen. Of course, there can be heart activations, but it's slightly different if it's coming from that cosmic place. And one of the things that comes up around this subject, which I've had lots of friends go about, and I've heard that people go to psychics a lot or intuitives and want to know about their soulmate or like find out, is this person my soulmate? And there's a few things that happen. Is one, like, okay, healers and psychics, they're being paid to leave you satisfied, especially if you're gonna like come back again. So they're probably gonna say that you're gonna meet your soulmate in the next few months because then they will get paid again. And so an actual healer or an actual psychic that is in alignment really won't give those kinds of predictions because it's hard to know. Like me being a clairvoyant and an intuitive myself, I can see if there's a trajectory of an opening in a person that then can magnetize another person of like vibration that can have this synergistic connection. So I can see if there's an orientation towards that being possible, but to actually see the other person is challenging, and there's so many different components, and it's not really a safe prediction. It's a prediction, and I don't really like that prediction thing, because then what it does to people is they just sit back in their rooms, in their houses, and go, my soulmate is going to appear to me in 3 months hence, and I will just wait for them. And then 5 or 10 years pass, and nothing happens. And so it again, the predictions lead to inaction. And so I like to be very, very careful around those kinds of things. So then how are we going to attract them when we're yearning so deeply for that connection or that synergy, whatever it is, romantic or friendship? The way that you manifest this is you live your life. You live your excitement and you freaking go for it. And you will find those people along your path. The more that I amped up who I was, how I was expressing myself, even if it was things that I needed to kind of play out energetically that I knew that I needed to move through, I'll link a video that explains that whole thing. Or if it's like, okay, I want to be more of myself, I'm going to go to Hawaii and swim with dolphins, or I'm going to go do these certain things. Then you meet those people. So you have to actually be in the flow, in that current of energy of you, of your soul alignment, to then meet them. Okay, so that's like a critical piece. And then the other piece is maybe you're already in connection, right, with someone that you're like, is this my soulmate? Is it not my soulmate? I have this deep, deep bond, but I want to know. Part of it is to diffuse it, just a bit. Diffuse it, even though it's so potent and powerful. Part of it reveals itself over time. And so instead of trying to, again, label it and figure out what it is, just go into it, grow with it, and see how it unfolds. And once it ends, you'll get to see the broader picture of what it is. But when you're in it, you're not going to be able to see kind of what's going on. And to know that, again, there's multiple soulmates, so it's not like, oh crap, I'm wasting my time, or is this the one, or those kinds of things that can trip you up. And then all of a sudden you're with your soulmate, which if you're having those deeply profound connections that are beyond kind of physical attraction, but there's this soul kinship, it probably is a soulmate. And if we're caught up in our mind spinning of like, if it is, we might be kind of psychotic and miss the opportunity to actually connect with them and then have a great relationship. And so it can create this neurosis and this like fantasy kind of mindset, which isn't helpful when you're in it already with the person. And so just kind of letting it move. Now, there are those kinds of connections that I've heard lots of clients and people talk about where you have these where you might have broken up with the person, or if you're not sure if you're supposed to be with them, but they're still like visiting you and you kind of have dreams about them and these astral connections. There's that kind of vibe going on. And in that case, some of what you can do is, one, note to yourself, like, did I complete this relationship? Did I take every piece of growth that was in it? Because part of that lingering energy of connection might be that you guys had just like a spontaneous fight and then you split, but you didn't complete it. So it might be a lack of completion. And what you can do in that case is you can actually communicate to their soul. So you sit down, you set sacred space, and you communicate with their soul, and then you share all the things that you've learned, you appreciate them, and you create a closure energetically with them in that way. Or you can, of course, just call them and talk to them as a human, but if they're not into this stuff, maybe not. But it's still important, if you can communicate it, just communicate it. Let's be expressed humans. So there's that piece. And then also, if there's this connection that's still coming, you can always do my energetic clearing and decording. There might still be energetic cording, especially if you had sex or your auras had been intertwined. They might just still be tangled, and so there's still an energetic imprint of them and this energetic cording connected. So you can cut all those cords and remove all of that, and then also talk to their soul and then see what is there. And if there's still stuff, then communicate with them and start back up some kind of dialogue to complete and to figure out what is there for you guys to learn or appreciate or figure out with each other. So that's part of the dynamic too, because that's one of the things that is talked about a lot. So I've jumped around a lot of the different ways that you might notice that you are having a soulmate connection and some of the purposes. There's this cooperative evolution, if it is more of like a higher soulmate connection, or it could be more of a expansive challenge if it's something that you need to work through and learn. And I would just say, lean into both. Like when I've had so many of these connections along my path and recalled so many of the different lives that I have shared with these people. So I would have the past or parallel life recall happening at the same time that I'm in the relationship. So, and that's a bit more complicated. If it's happening, it's happening. But don't try and make it happen. There's so much learning that can happen and so much soul growth. So even if it's a challenging one and you're like, what is this? I mean, do your best to stay present and to be like, all right, let's figure this out. Just as much when it's a romantic, amazing relationship as when it's like, oh, this is tough, but like, let's figure this out. Like, just as much as you can, take that and learn from it and integrate it and complete it and close it. That doesn't mean you have to like linger on forever in super challenging situations, but really get the opportunity of growth. So your soul energy doesn't have to attract more and more situations to try and make you learn it, but you can just harness it and get it in this bite, this reflection of this human that's coming into your life, and then integrate it and continue on and move from a more expanded, from a more conscious level. It's really fun, really exciting adventure. There's ups and downs, waves of these people coming in, and then there's, slow times where there's not as much of this stuff happening. So just kind of go with the waves of it. Don't try and make things happen, but just live your life, and who needs to come to you will come to you when you're doing that. So I love you so much. I really appreciate you watching. I'm going to do the twin flame video and have that out later this month. So be sure to subscribe and hit the bell button so you get notifications every time I do new videos. Be sure to check me out on Instagram for daily updates, especially Instagram story. And I will see you every Tuesday and Thursday with new videos. And the idea behind this too is I'm going to be doing maybe 4 or 6 kind of spiritually, metaphysically oriented videos a month, and then I'm gonna do 2 lifestyle / food stuff, health stuff a month. So I'm gonna be doing a little bit of that, but don't be scared. It's an integral part of awakening and spiritual development to integrate it in a healthy and holistic way into our everyday life. So it's a very important piece, and that's why I'm adding it to everything I'm talking about. So thanks again so much for visiting, and I will see you soon.